Hey guys, Weather Expert here, bringing us an awesome video on the weather update, a tropical update on major hurricane Joaquin. And guys, what a day it's been! It went from a Category 1 to a Category 2, and now now a major hurricane, a Category 3 hurricane. And the National Hurricane Center now expects Hurricane Joaquin to strengthen to a possible strong Category 4 hurricane in the Bahamas. Now they do expect it to drift north and weaken, but you guys can see that this thing is closed off, and you can see that the outer bands of it is starting to shear off some of the dry air that's above the north. The building ridge it has its own little environment. There's really little shear, tons of water. I mean, if Erica tapped these waters if it came through here, Erica could have came through here and just bombed out, and it could have just went to a very dangerous situation. But it didn't happen that way. But this one's a different story because we have it in the Bahamas now, and it could, if it drifts to the North Carolina coast, could be a strong Category 2 hurricane. We just don't know yet. We still have an out to sea track, but it's becoming less and less likely because once that European, or if it switches, then it's gonna be a 99% guarantee, really, because if the ensembles and the operationals start to join, then really it's just gonna all stuff is gonna agree. So really, all the models are almost in agreement that it's gonna be heading towards the North Carolina coast. And I want to see if this is loaded. I don't think it's loaded, but I'm gonna refresh it just in case because is it? Yes, it is. Yes, that's what I thought. Wait. Oh, yes, it is loaded. Finally, yes. And here it is. So they expect a 125 mile per hour Category 3 hurricane by tomorrow morning. A Category 4 hurricane. Jeez, it went from a season just had one major hurricane to a pretty much a really active season. If this thing makes landfall as a really strong hurricane, 2015 hurricane season will be remembered by everyone. And this track has never really happened. And let's hope that it does not go at a sharper angle, because some models are showing more of a sharper angle, which will give maximum storm surge to the North and North Carolina coast, or Virginia, if they were to play out like that. Now I still think if you live in southern New Jersey and south, then you guys better be monitoring this thing system very closely. And if we get that absolute agreement that this thing is gonna make landfall, then you guys better be preparing. I'd be having your hurricane plan ready right now. But let's go to the aircraft recon that just went in there. And yeah, so it went from pinks, went from these purples, which is hurricane force winds, to now I'm starting to see this little thing right there. You see that thing right there? That's 113 plus knot winds, which is like 125, which they have to take the mean, so they have to see consensus. They can't just see one drop and stuff. They gotta see one. They can't just see one, little evident thing. And you can see the pressure keeps dropping. The eye's right there, and yeah, so you guys can see the eye wall is starting to become very organized, and it's coming a little. It's starting to drop off in convection. That's kind of typical of these things with an eye wall replacement cycle. But yeah, so there's really nothing really to stop the system right now until it gets north and it gets starting pulled by the trough, and then we'll start seeing maybe a little bit more of a let's hope it does not come to the coast like this. If it comes into the coast like this, we're gonna have a huge problem with this. But you guys see that the plane is over by the Bahamas are flying out of the system, and I think they're gonna they're gonna go out, or they're gonna go around the system one more time. But I'm pretty sure they're gonna be in there for a while, and they're gonna be doing a lot. So let's look at one last map, just because I'm doing 2 updates in one day. I'll probably do 1 update tomorrow, but there's no guarantees. I might do 2. Just depends on the situation. If it becomes a very dire situation, then it could become very bad. So let's start. Let's start with the water vapor loop. I'm sorry if this is like really slow, but let's start with the speed. So this thing's going really slowly though. So you guys can see that the water vapor loop has a big picture. You guys can see that the upper level high. You see that little island right there? That's Bermuda. The building high is starting to shut off the out to sea tracks. So really, it's keeping it south. The building ridge is driving it south really, and the trough right here is a big player. If it becomes negatively tilted, it's gonna slug that thing right into the coast, and we're gonna have a big problem. Now, it is really forecast to become negatively tilted. Just depends on that. If this trough breaks down like the European says, and it has an out to sea track, and you guys can see this is a lifting mechanism that's gonna lift it out to sea if it happens. And you guys can see that if this thing goes into North Carolina at an angle like that, this is a historic storm. It's never happened. We've had Irene come up from the Bahamas and go up to North Carolina coast. It didn't do a lot of damage to North Carolina. It did a lot of damage to Vermont. But this one, oh, it comes in like at that angle, we're gonna have surge maximum of a big storm surge if that happens. And you guys can see I'm getting a lot of notifications, just because I've been tweeting about this major hurricane for a long time, and now this trough, and the big question is if it's gonna shear it. Now, most likely it's gonna weaken it slowly as it makes its northward trend towards North Carolina. So it might come in as like a strong Category 2. But strong Category 2 is really strong. And the GFS has a Category 3. So this thing could be Category 2 or Category 3. And there's a very outside chance, a 5 to 10% chance, 5% I'd say, of a Category 5 hurricane. But most likely it won't become that strong because it's got 2 to 3 days. And beyond that, it's really not going to become very, Category 5 support. Everything's got to be perfect for a Category 5 hurricane. But really, guys, that's all I have for you guys right now. Stay tuned for the National Hurricane Center for the latest updates. I'm gonna see you guys tomorrow, and hopefully we'll have a better understanding of this in the morning. But yeah, guys, see you in the next video. Peace out, y'all.